start discussing about Frost's life and how it is connected with this particular poem. Now, the symbol of a road has been predominantly used to indicate the journey of life. So, what does the idea of traveling on the road happens to signify or symbolize? Journey of life. Life is also what? A journey. And we are left out to so many situations, and we gain in so much of experience. So life is all about a journey, and it's natural that you're going to face hurdles and obstacles and hindrances in this journey. It's true, there will be ups and downs. However, the road signifies not only journey but also the destination. It's natural. If you have taken a road, it will take you to a destination. So even the journey in life is all about reaching destinations. Some people happen to, stay down in those destinations. Some happen to move further. So it varies from man to man what he might decide on reaching the destination. Suppose you reach Nainital, from there you decide to go to Mussoorie, so you carry on in your journey. Whereas suppose you decide to stay in Nainital, it's fine. You're settled down over there. So some people settle down, some continue in their journey. But remember, life is a continuous journey, whether you are staying at a place or moving ahead. Because the objectives change, the destinations change too at the same time. So, it signifies not only journey but also destinations. As I've said to you, no matter which road you might take, it will take you to a destination, to a place. Now, these are what? Metaphors. What are metaphors? Figure of speeches or figures of speech, where the literal device, or rather the poetic device metaphor, happens to draw comparison between two things or link between two things, and at the same time symbolize something. So what the road happens to symbolize? The journey of life, not just the journey of life, but even the destination, because the journey would take you to a destination. And what's the link drawn between the two? The road is more connected with the journey of life. And that's the link. So it's a metaphor. So the metaphor of the road, remember, road has been used as a metaphor, is used persistently in the poem. Means it has been used consistently and continuously throughout the poem. However, you need to understand why it has been so. Because the poem opens up the journey and the decision of which road the traveler might take. Now, traveler refers to whom, symbolizes whom, stands for whom. Well, it's a metaphor again. Traveler over here symbolizes or stands for we, human beings, traveling on the path of life and making critical decisions at certain points. We have to take decisions. In fact, we can't run away from making decisions. There is no options actually left in our hand. So we have a poem where the traveler happens to reach a point, and from there the roads happen to bend to two different directions. The popular perception of the poem is that Robert Frost takes one of the two roads he describes. Of course, he takes one out of two. But if you look at the title, it puts more emphasis on the idea that Frost had not taken any of the specified roads. Rather, he traverses the middle path. Means what? The moment you find the traveler or the poet, confused in making the decision, you find him on crossroads, means where two roads have intersected. And you are standing exactly where they have crossed each other. For at that place, means where you are standing, your decision also seems to split for you happen to like both the roads. So when you are liking both the roads, you are not traveling on both actually, or metaphorically, or symbolically, or mentally. You are somewhere between the two, means you are on the horns of dilemma or doubt. You are oscillating like a pendulum from left to right. You're not able to settle down. Why? Because the decision making is very difficult. So you are actually standing on the crossroad, means the mid path, from where the roads happen to divert to two different directions. And the mid path refers to the split of the mind, the split of the thought, because the thought process is also broken into two. Thought number one says, yes, you should take road 1. Thought number 2 says, no, you should take road 2. And that's where the confusion grows. And that's where you need to take a decision. But remember, it is never easy to take decisions in such situations because you are caught in a fix. Now, Frost, why do you think he is split? Why do you think he happens to emphasize on both the roads, which he does throughout the poem? Because Frost in his real life was always caught between two worlds. What kind of world? First, world of a teacher and a poet. Why I'm referring to that, you may not be knowing that Frost was also a teacher and even a poet. So at times, he used to find himself caught between these two worlds. He actually couldn't figure out, what was his role in this universe, whether it was that of a teacher or whether it was that of a poet. In fact, he was also caught between reality and imagination. Reality is what? He is standing at the crossroad, from where two roads are bifurcated to two different directions. That's the reality. What's the imagination? He happens to imagine or fancy where those two roads will take him to. Now remember, if you're standing at a point from where two roads are bifurcated, all what you can do is to imagine. About what? Where those two roads would take you to. Because you had never been on those two roads. You never know that which destination you might reach at the end of the journey. So you are caught or trapped between two worlds. This is very, very important. Super important. That's why this is a difficult poem. So on one side you have reality, that means where you are standing, and you need to make a decision. You have to choose either road 1 or road 2. At the same time, you are caught in your imagination because you are imagining which road would prove beneficial or feasible for you. So isn't it? It is difficult, absolutely. Something like, a student choosing between commerce and science. Well, have you had the flavors of commerce and science, the real commerce and real science? No. When he's in class 10, means he's opting for the board examination, he has to prepare and make a decision at that point of time. He can't choose both. Suppose he chooses commerce and ends up in succeeding in life, you would consider the decision to be right. And suppose he fails to succeed, you would consider the decision to be wrong. So decision making is very, very critical in this life. Some decision, help us to rise to new summits of success. Means rise to new success. Summit refers to the topmost point. Some brings us down to the pit. Pit means the hole, the dark hole, abyss. So it's all about decision making. What kind of a decision you are taking in life, that's important. Very, very important. Even if you think of the CBSE board, they follow such a very flat kind of English. It would never do any kind of good to you if you are thinking of representing yourself in the globe. It won't take you anywhere. You need to have better English. That's why choosing a pattern of English which is definitely elliptical or whose standard is high is very, very important. When you listen to my lectures and you listen to schools, you are able to find out the drastic difference. They're more into the book,